It's your boy. I didn't mean to press record, but we're recording now. Alright, so let's just watch this video. I'll give my input because this is fascinating.
I think it's just men that's never touched a woman in their life, not knowing what the they look like. And so they're like, this is what women in my video games always look like. Stellar Blade! She looks 14. And with the side ponytails?
That does not look 14. So it's about this game called Stellar Blade that it was the new outrage on Twitter. Like a video game produced in another country that has fictional women that do fictional things. People are outraged about, and I'm like, but why? Right? I know the tides always shift to things. Like at one point, the tide was Hogwarts Legacy is transphobic. Therefore, if you play it, you're a transphobe. Then the tide shifted to what's another outrage? Pal World, I suppose, but that's for completely different reasons, right? You know these internet tides, right? They just it's like they look for things to be outraged at, things that are primarily inconsequential, and it's 100% an American thing, which I'm ashamed of as an American. Like, I don't understand why people that if people just don't like a thing, they can just not buy the thing. But they're like, oh, but why do we allow this thing to exist? It's like, well, I don't know. Like, you're not my mom, and I'm part of the market, and the market wants a game like this, so it should exist. Like, these people are allowed to make money. I mean, this character was modeled after an adult. It was made by adults. It was allowed into America. So what's the argument here? Like what are you coming at?
Two girl. She needs a bow.
She looks like she's 16.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah,
It
okay,
looks
so
nothing.
this is the actress, and and apparently they used the full mocap, but see, Americans are used to, like in the case of Abby, actually, hold on, I was gonna make this another video. Like, this is what the actress looks like, right? This, this, this is what they made her into. Like this right here, this abomination. Like, so they put time, money, and effort to turn this into this. And again, Americans are just so used to, like, us Americans are so used to this that when we see something like this, it just boggles the fucking mind. I'm still gonna make that video though. It boggles the mind that, oh, the character, and they used her as the full mocap, but it looks different because, well, the lighting and it's a different picture. But again, Americans see this like because they're so used to female characters being made purposefully ugly that when they see a pixel on the screen that actually looks like an attractive female, it like fries the brain. I mean, I don't think this. I think this is fine. Holy shit, Asmongold did a video about it.
Nothing like her. It's like two different people.
It's perfectly fine to have an animation style, especially in a game, but when you're appropriating someone else's image and then changing it, it becomes an issue.
Why is it an issue? Like, the actress consented to this. She was paid. Like, and the character doesn't look any different. Well, I mean, it looks a little bit different, but in the, because CGI. But how is it an issue? Like, I genuinely want to understand.
I'm gonna show you an image, and you tell me what you think when you look at this image, okay?
Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
See, they have the right idea. They have the right idea. Now, please don't say anything dumb. Like, I'm agreeing with y'all right now, but please do not talk out your ass. You're gonna make me look bad.
So pretty, man.
Yeah, she's very pretty. Yeah.
Would they? Yeah.
She definitely is beautiful. How old do you think she is?
23?
Yeah, like 20.
Early
23.
20s,
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
She's 32.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I would be in the same boat as them. I wouldn't know. I assume they're gamers, like solidarity, fellow gamers, right? They actually have a brain between they don't inject the American cancerous ideology, which has this war on pixelated women, on fictional women. Again, in the age of OnlyFans, where real women are showing their pussy online, the argument is against the pixels on the screen. And make no mistake, I think both are fine. Like, I'm not, despite my disposition, I'm not bigoted in this situation. Like, I think both should exist. There's a market for both, but the ideology disagrees. And by the ideology, I mean the social justice, like, everything that young adolescent men are into should not exist. And if young adolescent men play a game like this, right? A game like this, there's something wrong with them, which is complete and utter horse shit. Like, I think teens are allowed to have entertainment for them. Like, there's the ESRB rating, right? Which has been refined. And I'm pretty sure it has a pretty damn good, like, and a pretty all-encompassing rule here. Like, I don't know why we're attempting to blur the line here. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Oh, she looks good for 32.
Need her skincare routine.
Yeah,
actually.
for real.
This is the woman right here. When you first look at her, what do you think?
She's a woman. She looks nice.
I like her top.
She's really pretty.
She's a beautiful Asian woman. Yeah.
Again, they have to get out now. They're probably going to start talking out their ass again. So I'm gonna cut them off right now. Yeah, I mean, people have the right idea about this picture.
Like, the outfit is actually really cute. I like that.
How old do you think she is?
Oh.
I would say like 22, 23.
I want to say 22, but I feel like she's 17.
You do that to us, right?
No, she's 32.
32.
I'm going to show you now a character that is based off of her to look like her in a video game.
I don't think it looks like her. I don't think it's based off of her. I think they kind of missed the mark. She looks 14. And with the side
Again, goofy American mindset here. Like, I'm sorry. Again, I guess off the face alone, but if you see the character model, like that's a mature woman.
ponytail too, girl. She needs a bow. She needs a little bow, and she's on her way into middle school. I just don't get her at all. Like, that nose doesn't.
Is very different.
Yeah, that nose is
Well,
definitely not.
I mean,
Asian.
it's a video
She's
game.
Asian. They took a white woman and supplemented some white woman DNA into this girl to make her.
Do you not know what? Like, again, I don't know where this is
A
going.
little more white, because that is not what I just saw. She just looks bland to me.
How old do you think this character looks?
A lot younger. I don't know, like they took away like what was unique about her.
I think she was pretty beautiful as she was. This just looks different. It doesn't. I want to say better.
Again, you're looking at two
I don't like the first
different
one was like that's a natural person.
photos.
People look like, whereas this is like it's obviously edited. It's obviously not someone you would see walking down the street.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
kind
it's a
of messed
video
up to
game.
think that that's like what you consider beautiful versus the original picture of the girl. I feel like
Brother, I think that's what video games are. It's escapism. It's fiction. You're not saying anything people don't already know. Like, again, in the game, she does a lot of goofy, flippy jumpies with a sword and everything. Like, that's the point.
just say that's a totally different character than the original. Why say that it's based off of her when it's somebody completely different? You know, you enlarge the eyes, you change.
Because they used her as the mocap. Like, they used her movements and everything. Like, the actress consented to this. I'm getting too worked up
her to
here.
make her look younger, and that's supposed to be the standard of beauty. Is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Beauty standards are totally artificial, but it doesn't help anybody when you make.
Brother, my guy, beauty standards are just, they exist. Like, I don't understand. Like, they're neither good or bad. people just need to understand, like, again, in this situation, they're trying to sell a game, right? And the situations of, having beautiful women in, like, advertisement, it's meant to sell a product, right? I don't understand why people, I guess their parents haven't told them this when they were young, that, the point isn't to look like this. The point in this situation is to sell a product, right? Like, I mean, if parents would parent like this, we wouldn't be in this situation where now we're treating grown ass adults like they're children, and grown ass adults, like the same people who have the mindset of children, are doing this. It's like,
Make it
brother.
impossible. It's perfectly fine to have an animation style, especially in a game. But when you're appropriating someone else's image and then changing it, it becomes an issue.
It looks nothing like her. It's like two different people. It's not the same person. I mean, her eyes obviously are way bigger in the computer generated one. Like her lips, her face is like a V shape. It's like a whole it's not even the same person anymore.
It's a
I
different.
don't think it looks like her at all.
Her eyes
It's definitely
bigger.
yeah, her eyes are bigger.
And
Nose
her
is definitely
face shape,
smaller.
they made her face like.
Please don't. Please don't
Yeah,
make me
definitely more like
roast
heart
you.
shape, whereas before she had quite like a full cheeks, and that was like part of her beauty, but they just completely erased it.
Well, again, it's fiction, right? I mean, this isn't supposed, to portray realism. It's supposed to be
trying
fictional.
to say that it's her, I don't think it is. It doesn't quite fit her face shape at all.
Yeah, I think that's not right at all. I mean, you don't need to change something if something's already beautiful like that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't agree with making her look better as such, but I don't think that's an accurate portrayal of what she looked like at all. There's already
I mean, again, it's a video game.
so much whitewashing in culture that they're just doing it more, and it's not fair.
Okay, now I'm a roast. This idea of whitewashing just doesn't exist. Now, the opposite absolutely exists, right? Because the type of people, again, these are the type, it's the ideology that cares about the genome and the pedigree of the pixel on the screen, and it's like they've arrested the Nazis from World War II and brought them to this time, and they're like, oh, let's tinker with the genome and the pedigree to turn this character black or this character gay, or like we care about what the pixel on the screen likes to fuck, or do we care about who the person on the screen likes to suck dick or not? Like this is the issue. This is what's happening. And there's a deliberate push to have these things happen. Now, you see this in TV shows, but you don't really see this much in movies now, do you? And I can tell you why, because, well, I mean, the company still wants to make money, right? As much as they claim to be all for social justice, all for they virtue signal and do all of that, there's still a greedy capitalist corporation that wants to sell movies to, say, China, right? And China doesn't appreciate that, and China pays the homophobia tax, right? So, again, I'm not saying I'm not making this up. I'm not saying it's the way it should be. I'm just telling you how it is. It's just the way it is.
It definitely happens a lot in England as well. Like, people don't really mention it as much, but it's a big thing in England. Like, yeah, it's bad.
Now let me show you what they did to her body.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, ass cheeks. Oh, you're not allowed to have this in games anymore. Like this, an American would have a heart attack. Like, at first it was the evangelical Christians, but their whole thing was with violence, so the generation my mom grew up had to contend with these people. Again, they had to continue with people, and again, these people are on a completely different side of the political spectrum, and they censored, they regulated, they changed art, but at least you could tell them to fuck off, right? I want to play Mortal Kombat, I want to listen to metal music, I want to watch my slashers, and, you can kiss my ass. And at least they did. Like, they did fuck off. They were like, okay, well, I, as Christian conservative man, as long as it's not in my house, it's not my problem. And it's like, okay, we can agree on something. But unfortunately now, it's like the evangelical Christians have came back. It's like they empowered the spirit of the social justice activists, and they're advocating literally the exact same thing, the censorship of art, but for a completely different reason, right? And then this is something that you could actively observe in media and in entertainment. Okay, what am I clicking?
God. I don't know what this is, like an awful runway. And then these are just ass shots. It's just completely it's her OnlyFans. Yeah.
It's like OnlyFans.
This is so, but you think OnlyFans is fine, right? Unless it's pixels on the screen with ass, then it's not fine.
That's the game.
Yes, her booty does look good now.
Oh, hell.
Okay, that's the one thing they said that is coherent. That ass do look good. Yeah.
Oh, no. Yo, no, that's a lot. That's a lot. Over-sexualized. A lot.
What does this term even mean? Is like over-sexualized. So is there a normal sexualization? Is there a hyper-sexualization? Like, what is it? There a super mega duper plus ultra super saiyan sexualization? Like, you notice how they throw terms out, and like the caveman normie brain is like, oh, I guess it sounds bad, but what does it mean? Like, she's completely covered up. Like, I don't see like no pussy flapping out. I don't see no titties, no fucking butthole. Like, there's an ass, but again, she's completely covered. Like, what do you mean? Like, what does this word mean? I mean, it's a word. Like, it's a word, two words shoved together and have the IZED, which is the makes it the power word. God damn. I don't know how YouTube's gonna take this, right? Because YouTube believes naked yoga is fine, but God forbid you have pixels on the screen that's naked. Like, the fucking YouTube CEO would have a heart attack if that happened.
Like, this is all I see is ass.
Now let me show you what they did to her body. Tell me what you think.
Oh, it just like completely sexualized her.
Doesn't seem like.
What does that mean, sexualized? Like no, I'm genuinely trying to think about this. Sexualized, so sex. But there is no sex. It's not showing sexual organs. She's completely covered up. At least in one of the photos. I didn't look good at the other one.
It kind of normalizes it. Normalizes changing people's.
Normalize. What the fuck does that mean? Normalize. Like, since the Holy Roman era, you had Eros and Thanos, love and death, right? You had pictures of statues with a little pecker hanging out. You had beautiful art that adults, grown-ass adults, can look at. Like, and these things were normal. It's nowadays, again, you had shows like American Pies, which was for teens. You had, slashers that had ass in it, and teens banging. Again, it wasn't showing anything. It was more implied. Like, you have these things, and they've always existed. So what is normal? Like, these things are normal. It's now that people are acting mentally ill about it. Like, I'm just articulating and pointing it out. But most people, like, my mom would see this and be like, oh, well, I guess it looks fine. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably showing my mom the picture. See what she has to say.
More than for younger women, I think for creators, it normalizes that you can alter someone's image as much as you want to and say, oh, it's based off this character, but then.
This has been fucking happening mainly since CGI and animation. Like, this has always happened. I don't know why it is now. Again, I guess if it's not a real woman like the brain goes monkey brain. But see, I could differentiate between fiction and reality when I was like 15. But it boggles my mind that grown-ass adults can't do this.
Show with someone completely different.
I don't like how we just take people and like make them unrealistic or like make it to a point where like, cause there might be someone who does have that kind of proportion and just use that person rather than changing.
Why do you care?
The girl, the person, like why?
Why do you care? Please don't. Like, I was hyping y'all up. Please. Actually, is this? Okay, maybe in this photo, she's not covered up. I can barely see what's happening here. I think I see a sword swinging and butt.
So that is sexualized her completely, basically.
Oh
But
my
that's
god!
so
Why? No,
it's her choice if
God.
she wants something like that.
Okay,
They just-
no. Let's stop it there. It is her choice. Like, she doesn't need your input past that point. Like, you can disagree with the look, you can disagree with the style, but you can agree that the actress did choose to do this, and people are buying the game.
Sort of taken it and ran with sexualization just isn't
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Again,
I
the
mean, there's a lot of
actress
sexualization
consented
of
to
Asian
this.
women specifically, and that is that.
No, again, like, Japanese culture and South Korean culture understands the market. They understand that there are entertainment for adults and for teens. Like, they understand this, right? America used to, but we've inducted people with ideological bents that wants to treat adults like they're children. Like they're just one ass cheek away from, like, men is one ass cheek away from groping women. Right? Like, the ideology demands you believe this. Even if you don't. Or at least you have to say you believe this.
That's crazy.
In England, stuff like that wouldn't really happen. Like the sexual, no, yeah. In England, we wouldn't have it. We don't need to sexualize someone that much for a video game. Like a video game should focus on the plot, the graphics, how good the storyline is. But it's just
Look, I agree with all that. But fan art is fine. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, you know, just just that is fine, right? You know, that picture is okay. It's not fan fiction. It's not fan art. It's fan baiting. I forgot the term I was looking for, but, you know, if it has a good plot, if it has a good story, if it has good mechanics, it has a good ass, I mean, all these things are fine. All these things are good. These things are yes. And right, this game is going to sell.
we don't need a woman to be fake like that. It's not right.
It's not right. If you're working,
I mean, again, it's like icing on the cake, right? It's okay. Like, I'm spurging out because I'm hearing some dumb shit, but to me, it's like, okay, I mean, they want, someone in a skin-tight suit, and that's fine.
on the physics of the way her body moves rather than the physics of the actual game, which you can see in there does not look great. That's how you know that you've messed up.
I don't know. Did you play the game? You're probably not going to play the game, so what do you mean it doesn't look great? And you're just seeing one picture. Like, don't judge a book by its cover, see what I did there? Don't judge a game by a picture.
Up.
Jesus. Seems like they're over-sexualizing her.
Yeah, definitely over-sexualized.
Oh my god, it's like it's like their brains are forced to say this. Like, Americans are forced to say that. I mean, I am so fucking glad I grew up in around people that don't think this way. I don't know. At least they don't say, right? I'm glad I grew up in a state where this cancer isn't really around here. I mean, I did go to university and people did think like this, but I mean, if you could actually have a reasonable conversation with these people.
Sexualizing her. I get that, a lot of animations are of similar artistic styles, but
Doing too much.
yeah, doing too much.
Doing too
Very
much.
dramatic.
I totally agree. I think it's a big issue. I think beauty standards have.
What is the issue? I mean, it's an issue because, again, there are ideologies that force you to think this way and to think these things are bad. But in reality, like, normal people, like grown-ass adults will see this and be like, I mean, I guess it looks fine. But there's an ideology that forces, like, ideologies that force you to think that, oh, you see this and you're supposed to, like, but in reality, people are like, oh, I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Have been a big issue for a little while, and you'd hope to see some progress. Guess it's a little disappointing.
First of all,
Progress, like, what does progress mean? Like, older games and older TV shows and older movies used to have that, but they were actually selling. Nowadays, movies, games, and TV shows are not selling. And I'm not just saying it's the lack of that, right? I'm not saying it's the lack of this, but it's definitely one of the things in entertainment that's being taken away. Unless you're playing Baldur's Gate, which has men that look like Greek gods, but all the women, they're lacking this unless you mod it in.
Some progress. Guess it's a little disappointing.
first of all, it's a bias of the creator, so
Bias of the creator. Is it not the creator understanding the market? Like, they know who they're selling this to. They're not like Americans that agree games should be for everyone. Like, everyone. Like, from the 6-year-old who can barely pick up a cringe remote or cringe money to that 95-year-old. Like, they don't companies in America don't understand, like, demographics. Like, there's a subset of people that are going to enjoy this type of media. Then when they grow older, they're going to enjoy this type of media. Like, or at least entertainment companies. Like, just most other companies. Like, companies that want to make money, understand the market, understand demographics. But companies that hire social justice activists, adhere to social justice standards, and have more money than anybody will ever see. Like, Disney has more money than most first world nations on the planet. I guess they can afford to shit out products that no one buys, that don't sell, that flop.
whoever made the animations obviously has a vision of what they find beautiful.
It's a little
No, they have a vision of what the market wants.
too much, but then again, like, it's a game.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Someone with a genuine fucking brain between their heads. Oh, I'm about to have an aneurysm, but for a good reason. Oh, yes. Finally, somebody understand. Oh my fucking god! It's a game. It is a game. It is supposed to be fiction. It's not supposed to be reality. Please, for the love of God, they're going to say some goofy shit. Oh, no.
So if you were to change something about this,
I don't want her to look like she was robbed from a cradle. I want her to look Asian. Like,
What the fuck does that mean? You're saying she looks like a child? See, there's this odd, like, there's minor, then there's adult. Like, the idea of a teenager has completely left the psyche, right? So people who are 16, 17, 18, 19, right? It's a very small, mayfly part of your life, but it exists. Like, do you not think teens need entertainment for teens? Right? I'm not talking adults. Well, maybe in the legal sense, but teens?
Give her proper features.
yeah. She had
proper features. What do you mean?
So much makeup on too. It's insane the amount of makeup. Those are her
Probably.
lashes. She has falsies on to the T. She's heavily.
It's a game. I'm assuming those are real. Those are real
makeup,
teeth.
but she has like the hair of a 13-year-old. So what are we doing here? What's the plot?
What are we? It's a game of a 13-year-old? I know grown-ass women that has this hair. Right. Again, this actually takes effort to maintain. I guess unlike this, I don't want to roast the people.
But you know what?
Stellar Blade.
Oh, you know what? That's the title of a game that would do this.
What
That's the title of a game that would do this.
Whitewashing.
Netflixing.
I mean, those are two completely, like, night and day. Or I guess I would say night and day. Two completely different things. But I guess this fails to be categorized. But people knows what the fuck this is. Like, everyone knows what this is. Fuck.
I think it's just men that's never touched a woman in their life not knowing what the fuck they look like.
Why does this, like, what are we, 12? Like, why do you have to go there? Like, okay, imagine goddamn Conan the Barbarian and a woman watches that and she likes it and I'm like, oh, you must not have been with a man in your life. Like, wouldn't that sound a bit pretentious and a bit like I have low self-esteem? Like, so, cause I'm comparing myself to a fictional character that doesn't exist, that can like chop people in half with a sword. Like, wouldn't the earnest be on, like, the problem be with me? Like, if I was to say that, like, but I guess it's okay if she says it. But, nah. Oh god, no. I don't know who this is, but, I mean, I don't really know his stance on all of this.
And so they're like, this is what women in my video games always looked like. So why are we changing it? It's like, but...
I mean, yeah, because there is an active push to not only change, but to absolutely remove this from all, like, media and entertainment. It's like, again, it's to treat grown-ass adults like they're either children or, like, they're criminals just waiting to happen. Like, that ideology that exists, that people are striking against. And again, the market, the consumer doesn't want this. Like, the consumer wants that game.
Because it's not real, bro!
Yes! Congratulations, the one goddamn idea that came out your mouth that actually is coherent. It's not real. So why do you have a problem with it? Oh my god. It's like they're so close. They're so close to understanding, but it's like their ideology is like this parasite in their brain that grabs their fucking neurons.
Living in a fantasy! Wake up! This isn't the Matrix!
No. I'm playing a video game. While I'm playing my video game, if I want to live within the fantasy, I can. Quit being weird. Get away from me. Right?
It's time. It's time to wake up.
No, I want to play my game and stay asleep. Get this shit off my screen. No, if I'm playing my game, I want to escape. I want to go in my fiction. I want to stay sleeped. I want to sleep. I don't want to be woke. I want to sleep. So anyway, that's all I gotta say about that. This is a long video, but peace, I suppose.